This, folks, well, this is a compression gauge. It works great. It checks the mechanical integrity of your engine, but it takes a lot of work. You got to remove the spark plugs, you got to disable ignition. There's a lot of things that go on with that. What if I told you there's a better way? Well, there is. You can use an oscilloscope today to do a relative compression test. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. That's what we're talking about, compression inside of that engine. What's going on inside of that engine? Well, you can see our 4-stroke cycle right here. And between the compression and the power stroke, we're actually taking that mixture and we're squeezing it. Now keep this in mind, it takes a lot of work to do that, all right? So mention that. And then right here is the compression stroke. You can actually see it inside. That piston's on its way up. Imagine that air-fuel mixture's in there right now. It hasn't exploded yet, but we gotta compress it. Sometimes 300, 400, maybe diesels up to 800 pounds of compression going on inside of that cylinder. So what can you do? You can use that to your advantage, and you can use what's called a relative compression test. Super easy to do. Just get your oscilloscope. If you have an oscilloscope, now professional techs, they all use oscilloscopes. It's a little more costly, a little more sophisticated. Hook it up to the actual wire. You're going down, that's going to the starter. Why? Because the starter is going to have mechanical draw when the engine turns over. Disable the ignition, and then you can go inside the car and you can turn it over. Now, while the car is cranking, what that oscilloscope's doing, it's actually reading the amp draw down to the starter. Every time that compression stroke comes up, bam, you got a massive amps, and then it goes down. Massive amps. You can see it right there. Well, what's good and bad? You see this one here? The top of the peaks are the compression stroke. It took a lot of amps to get up there, and then it went around. Well, you can see number 5 there. There was no compression. I couldn't squeeze the fuel. I didn't show any voltage spike on the amps. Resistance, amperage, resistance, and engines. These oils are totally different. This one's a 60 weight oil. If I shake it, it's thick, and boy, it really feels thick. This one here, 0W16, almost feels like water. What's the difference, Len?
You know, when you're doing that at room temperature, imagine that inside of an engine where it gets hotter, or what you can really tell is when you get these oils colder. So if you get into a cold environment, then that's really going to get thick, and this one will really maintain the viscosity that you're kind of seeing here right now. That's done with technology, temperature-sensitive technology that we engineer into the product that allows, you know, the oil to be thin at cold temperatures, but then thick to provide protection at higher temperatures.
So what you're saying, if I don't use the right oil, that's actually mechanical resistance in the engine. It's hard to actually turn the oil.
Absolutely. The 60 weight, as we look at that demonstration that you just gave, that was going to give you higher peaks. So it's going to take more out of the starter to turn over a 60 weight than it is for a 16.
Well, make sure you use the proper oil, the one your vehicle was designed to use. And to do that, it's super easy. All you have to do is go to AMSOIL.com.